What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nico, and I spent 12 years in the British military. 7 of those, I was a PTI, and now I'm an online coach. I've helped 100 people join the prep for the military emergency services, or just those looking to get fitter and stronger in general. But today, we are going to be talking about the assessment centre and what's expected of you with the fitness tests. Maybe you've already applied, maybe you're applying this year, I don't know, but you're in the right place. We're going to go over all the informations of what's going to happen, fitness side of the assessment centre, the standards that you need. It's going to be a very quick video. Don't want to keep you around too long. We'll make it short and sweet. So the first one you're going to be doing is the mid-thigh pull. Now, it's in the name. You're going to have a bar set at mid-thigh height. You'll be required to pull on this for 5 seconds. You'll then have a rest and repeat. Out the 2 attempts, your best score will go with you and go towards your final score. Med ball throw is the second one. I'm not really going to hang around with these first 2 tests. They're really simple. The scores are really easy, so there's not much point going into them. But you've got the med ball throw, testing your upper body explosive strength. You'll have your back and butt against the wall. You'll be holding a 4 kilo med ball chest height, and the aim is to throw this as far as you can. 3 attempts of this one, best score will move forward with you. Now, if you are looking to improve your score on the mid-thigh pull, you're looking at your pulling power here, okay, so things off the floor, think deadlift, you could be using a trap bar, could be doing conventional deadlift, stuff like that, add that into your routine to get a better score. And with your med ball throw, you're doing upper body explosive strength work, okay? So plyometric training, body plyometric training, and your strength work, this will all help you get a better score. But I promise you, this one's not really going to catch anyone out. It's going to be the next bit that does. And this is where the changes come into play. We've got the 2 kilometer run now. It used to be the MSFT for everyone, but now it's a soldier-only test. This came into play 26th November last year. You'll conduct an 800 meter warm-up. I'm guessing that's squatted. And then you'll go into your 2K best effort. It says here it'll be on a flat course. I can't promise you that. I suppose it depends where the assessment centre is. But yeah, you'll then go into your 2 kilometer best effort. It says here it's about endurance, pace yourself. Honestly, that's the one thing I disagree with on here. It's not about pacing yourself. It's about going full send for the whole 2 kilometers. It's not an endurance event. Honestly, you'll be running on average, between 8 to 10 minutes. It's not long whatsoever. And if you're prepared correctly, this will be an absolute breeze. There's only one real standard I think you need to prepare for properly, but we'll get into that in a moment. And the one thing that has stayed in, but for officers only, is the MSFT, the multi-stage fitness test. If you've never done one of these before, it's where you've got cones set 20 meters apart. Clearly, you'll start on one side and it will start on a beep. You'll then run the 20 meters and you'll need to get to the opposite line when the beep hits, okay? So as soon as the beep comes on, that's when you want your fit to hit the line. On your 3rd warning, you'll be pulled off and that will be your score. So if you're going for officer, when you get down to your AOSB, your Army Officer Selection Board, you'll conduct the multi-stage fitness test. I can't really see on here the standards required for the cap badges that you might be going for. However, that's fine. We'll get into the 2 kilometer standards. So here's all the different cap badges. What you need to get, so you've got Royal Engineers is 11 minutes. Your Royal Artillery, REME, Combat Medical Technicians 11:30. All of the roles of the Army Medical Service is 12. Dog Handler, Royal Signals, RMP, RLC, INT Corps 11:30. Army Air Course and AGC's 12 minutes, 13 for Corps of Army Music. For those that want to be a Padre, 12 minutes. You've then got the Armoured Corps, 10:15, which is the same as infantry for soldier and guardsman. And then you've got the paratrooper standard of 8:25. Now, I am a big believer that if you're quite active already, maybe you go to the gym, you do a lot of sport, maybe you enjoy running, all of these standards, bar the paratrooper standard, are achievable. You could probably pass them today, okay? If you're someone that hasn't done any form of physical fitness before, you've just sat on your ass majority of your life, maybe this might be a bit difficult. But you were looking at a 4:12 kilometer pacing when it comes to the paratrooper. Everything else, maximum you're looking at 6 minute pacing, 6 minute pacing, 6 minute Ks to 5:30, 5:45 Ks. They're all very, very achievable and genuinely not that fast of a pacing. If you're only going to aim for the minimum standard, genuinely question yourself and think, do I really want to be joining the army? It's not what the army's about. And what you don't want to do is become a hindrance to yourself or your team. And I promise you now, if you're unfit in the army, I've seen hundreds of people from my time of serving that because they were really unfit, they had a really shit time while serving in the military. So the aim for you is to be as fit as possible. But the one thing I will say, I get so many people on my social media, at Nico Tries Fitness, drop me a follow, is people flap about the assessment centre all the time and they're worried that they've not done enough preparation. Now, I can't sit here and say there's a specific time between applying to the assessment centre, but I have seen it on both spectrums, okay? I've seen it where people have applied, done the interviews and flown through and they've had a few weeks notice for the assessment centre, but I've also seen it where people have had months to prepare for the assessment centre, okay? Best thing to do is just prepare now. If you've already applied, make sure you have started your training. And if you are looking to apply, make sure you start now. The earlier, the better. It's only going to help you for your assessment centre when you get to basic training and your future you anyway. We should all be doing as much as we can to stay fit and healthy. So the earlier you can start, the better. But don't flap about the assessment centre in any shape or form. It's really simple. You know, you go down, you do a few bits and bobs. You do some medical stuff, you do your fitness stuff. It's just a stepping stone, and you'll hear me say it all the time. It is merely a stepping stone. Your main focus around your preparation should be getting to basic training and being as fit and as strong as possible for basic training, okay? I understand why I was the same when I did my assessment centre. You feel a bit nervous, that's fine. You want to go down to do well, again, I get it, but don't worry too much. You want to be splitting your training down and training properly, okay? Minimum you want to be trying to do, and again, like I say, minimum you want to be trying to be doing is 2 upper sessions, 2 lower sessions, you know, one of those upper, one of those lowers being focused around strength. And then you want to be trying to fit in 2 to 3 cardio sessions a week. One of those being a zone 2 run, which will help build that engine, help build that cardio base, basically going out and running at a conversational pace. If you're running any faster and you can't maintain a conversation, that probably isn't zone 2. And then you want to be looking at maybe having an interval session or a threshold session in. An interval session could be, I don't know, 4 by 600 meters with a 90-second rest in between. Threshold training could be something like running a 5K pacing, doing that for a kilometer, and then running at a 6-minute pacing for a kilometer, then back down to a 5-minute K, and so forth. Preparation for the military does not need to be overcomplicated. If you have any questions, please drop them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I do have my own fitness app now. It's $24.99 a month. You get a 14-day free trial. Sign up to it. There's no obligations. You can cancel it on day 14 if you'd like. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, go check that out. I've got my basic training blueprint version 2 on there now because version 1 was absolutely amazing. Over the span of 4 to 5 months, it had over 500 downloads. So now I have moved it, improved it, and put it onto my app. I thank you for watching this video. If you got this far, please hit the subscribe button. It helps out massively. Drop me a like, and I will see you on the next one.